All right, then we're moving on. I think to a quite interesting market, Switzerland. I think it's an interesting market because inherently it's a multilingual market, and we have some of the voice pioneers also here today at the conference. Sylvia and Nina, for example, are here, and as you will learn when you become a closer part of this community, the voice community is really more about sharing and less about competition. It's really about knowledge sharing. We are one community, and I'm very much looking forward to the next talk because this was a project that we did with one of our long-term partners, Swisscom. So Miha will be part of this presentation, also one of the pioneers in the Swiss voice market, and then of course my very esteemed colleague and friend Laura. She has really taught me a lot over the years on the beauties and subtleties of language, and she's really a deep expert in linguistics, conversational design. Come here, floor is yours.
Thank you, Christoph. This is still the wrong Misha, sorry. Okay, good morning everyone. What we want to tell you today is about a holistic digital customer experience at Swisscom. How do I switch the slides? Do I tell you? Okay, sorry. Thank you. First, about me, thank you for the nice introduction. So I'm basically originally a passionate linguist. Nowadays I'm a conversational AI strategist and a conversational designer and part of the VUI.agency team for 2.5 years. Started out in automotive with recognition, software and technical specifications, and now into voice UX design. Of course, I'm not alone in this project, and I couldn't avoid bringing this picture because last week we actually met our partners in Switzerland, in Zurich, to get the Best Swiss Web Award in the new Conversational UI category. So, thank you. So what I also wanted to show you in this picture is that there's many different disciplines, skill sets, and people to work on such a project, to make an assistant a successful product. So we have Adrian, who's responsible for sound design and audio technology. We have Christoph's brother, Patrick, my lovely colleague and visionary management from VUI.agency. We have in this picture one woman in Voice Germany. Then my dear colleague who's going to speak to you soon, Misha, project lead voice at Swisscom. Our Swiss lead of VUI.agency, and also Alex, the UI designer, because we're of course talking about a multimodal experience. So what we're going to do today is tell you about two main aspects, namely the holistic customer experience Swisscom Assistant brings to the Swisscom universe and to Swisscom customers. And what I would like to tell you also is how we make it a good conversational partner, because that's part of our philosophy as a design agency. As Christoph already said, we bring charisma into AI, and that's basically based on the thought of speaking to a good conversational partner. So at this point, I'd like to hand over to my colleague Misha, who's hopefully in the call.
Yes, I am. I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Good morning, Misha.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here, absolutely, even virtually. I had some problems with my camera, but I think that's behind me now. So I'm going to share the presentation and just give you a couple of information about how the Swisscom sees the topic. I hope you can see it. Just
yes,
quick
thank
information.
you.
Okay, that's great. Yes, my name is Misha. I'm working as a product manager voice, and I'm absolutely excited to be even virtually with you guys. Over the past years, I was in lead of the projects like Virtual Head and Voice Search, Voice Assistant, and I do enjoy working in a complex and large projects. What brings me here is, of course, the topic of voice assistant and how we did it in Swisscom together with our partners with VUI. And I would like to quickly go to several topics. We do not have too much time, and if you have questions after this presentation, my contact details you can find on the presentation. We in the Swisscom TV department and in Swisscom are nurturing the open door policy. So please just come to me, ask for a meeting or for information. I will gladly share everything around the voice project. Before diving into the topic, for the ones who don't know, some couple of facts about Swisscom. We are a leading telecommunication company in Switzerland. We are owned 51% by government, and the department where I'm working is a TV department. We have 1.4 million customers. This is a little bit maybe changing up and down. It is between 1.4 and 1.5. I'm saying this information because those are all our potential voice customers. Of course, we are having other services like mobile and broadband and tons of others, but these are like key figures. And now coming to the focus of our meeting, the voice and what and why we are here. On the left side, you can see our premium product, TV, and within the TV as a product, you can also see how our new set-top box, already new old set-top box looks like. My personal design feeling is that premium. It has a premium feeling even from the remote to the set-top box with a speaker, with a far-field voice microphone. Then blurred on the right side, you can see even the physical switch, which was the requirement from our customers to be installed on the set-top box, so they could physically turn off the microphones. On the remote, we have also a push-to-talk button, so we kind of enable customers either to talk through the remote or invoke a dialogue with our voice assistant by saying, "Hey, Swisscom." And some of the decision criteria, so as I mentioned, I was working on a voice search. We launched that service in 2016, but that was merely just a simple voice search. You could say a term, then it would be searched in the search box on the TV side. So what you see on your screen is an evolution. So after launching this service, our competitors caught up, and after 3 years, so more or less all the telco on the Swiss market had a solution for voice. And as an innovation leader and to follow up on the premium experience on our box, we decided to go with a voice assistant. And then one of the major discussion points was what are the shall we work with the established brands like Google and Alexa, or we will build our own customer experience. We knew that taking established voice assistant on the market would be absolutely low risk and easy invest, faster to the market, having all these skills there. But our thinking was a little bit different. We wanted to have a better connection to the brand. We wanted to use the proprietary wake word instead of "Hey Google" or Alexa. We wanted to have "Hey Swisscom." Then we wanted to have our own deeper integration in our products, and we wanted to have a flexibility in experience design. When debating with our Swisscom, with the TV and Swisscom management, what would be the approach, knowing about the complexity of the project, high costs. We valued that even harder and even more complexer, we decided to go and to build our custom voice assistant, where we would be implementing technology models and not just a whole solution from established brands or established voice assistant, where each of the components would be in technology way best of breed and could be exchanged, and then also opening all the possibilities for business to support the services of Swisscom, where we had a vision and focus to enable or to voicify Swisscom services and not to compete with established voice assistant. And when thinking about what is the most important in this short presentation to pass on to you, I looked at the lesson learned, what we had, and revisited them once again, wanted to share the essence of what we think, or how did we evolve and what changed since we launched. And I limit myself to 5. Trust me, I can talk about this topic the whole day, and with of course talking about the project, which was only 10 months, and where we are today, and how we have 20% of our customers are constantly using voice, which I believe it's a good success, taking into account that voice is an emerging technology. So to be really honest with you, not everything in our Swisscom case is working best with the voice. I mean, sometimes customers just want to take the remote control and change the channel or something like that. We didn't give up on having the full voice UI experience, but on the way to having such a solution, we most likely will grow with our customers, allowing them to use what is the most simpler or easier way to use. So that goes into direction, how do you design your use cases? I would say before building the Cosmodrome, try building the small airport, and then grow with your customers. Then this is really new, and we are working with our colleagues from VUI on analytics, and this is what our current hypothesis is, that it is better to focus on quality of the use cases, and rather than having the quantity, like some of as I mentioned, established brands like, I don't know, Alexa, if I'm not mistaken, we're talking about tens of thousands of skills. That's a not use case for us, which is bringing the usage of the voice. Have a several well done, quality, executed and deployed use cases, which are working for your area of implementation, rather than just adding the features to the voice assistant. Then what I would say, it's super important to listen to your customers, having a transcription team, analyze the data, analyze what people are saying for the implemented skill. It's absolutely important to do that as a life cycle, and to do a proper analysis and implementation of all the lesson learned in that area. We have a team of transcribers, which are transcribing, of course, not everything, where it's of course allowed, and where our customers are permitting us, listening to them and implementing that in a dialogue would be the third lesson learned. Then last 2 are for me also very important. Product needs to be maintained and users nurtured continuously. This is what I mentioned before. growing with your customers. This is a new emerging technology. Not everybody is used to that. My children are, for example, using voice so naturally that it's amazing. I have to always remember that there is a voice assistant which can help me. So in that way, what I mean, launching the product is just the first step. Going into production, even if you do not have new features, there is quite a work to be done around voice services. Voice is a live thing, and which needs to be adapted to the usage all over the time of usage. And the last one, I wouldn't believe I would say that, because my background is engineering. I do believe that technology is super important, but for success of the voice assistant, if I look back, technology was not the most critical thing. And I'm saying that not because I think technology is not important. Of course it is, but to have a successful voice assistant, focus on your hero use cases and work on the customer experience rather than working just on the technology. And I say that because all the dependencies what we had, or all the critical points what we have, were more largely on the use cases and not on the technology side. And just the last sentence for me, then I pass it on to Laura, is that you have to inform your customer constantly. People sometimes try, then they just forget that there is a voice assistant, or they need to be constantly reminded the great job we are doing to improve the voice assistant. And that's, I think, is super important, not to forget that this service needs you need a direct communication to the customers. That's all from my side. I wish you a successful conference and great time in Frankfurt. And now back to Laura. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Misha. Okay, while we're waiting, I'm going to give you a few words about VUI.agency again. So we are so many linguists at VUI.agency, we even have subfields of linguistics. So we prepare recognition, we are phoneticians, that means we take care about pronunciation ourselves in different languages. Apart from that, we are also conversational designers, UX designers, AI designers, so it needs many fields to make a charismatic assistant. I need to switch the slides, forgot again. What I want to do next is make you think a bit about charisma. What is charisma? Charisma, for me, is not an inherent feature of humans. It's about the perception of others. It's about the perception of your conversational partner. So my charisma would be maybe judged by my voice, by my appearance, the knowledge I bring into a conversation, even the life experience. You get where I'm going. So implementing charisma into a voice assistant or into machines means translating those human features into characteristics in an assistant persona. And it also means creative and visionary collaboration of design and development. I picked 3 aspects I want to talk about in terms of voices of the Swisscom voice assistant. So first of all, of course, it's understand and be understood. You want to be understood. Every conversation begins by being understood. In the case of Switzerland, we had, this is the first market that had the courage to deal with recognition for dialects. So Swisscom Assistant had their first ASR even before the platforms that translated dialects to standard German to pass the sound and the transcriptions on to NLU to be understood by the machine. Be understood, of course, has to do with prompt design. Of course, we keep brand values in an assistant persona. but it's more than just brand values, because it's also my syntax, so my grammar I use. It's also my choice of words that makes my charisma and that makes me understood. Next, so over the last 2 years, especially in DACH market, since we're still a little newer than the English market, as we all know, we think about characteristics of a charismatic human being. I think every nice or pleasant human being would be inclusive and approachable in a conversation. So what does that mean when you translate it to a voice assistant? Inclusive, of course, we can think about that. It's about understanding different languages. It's again about understanding dialects. In the Swisscom setup box case, in the multimodal environment, it is about understanding the multimodality, using different outputs. As Misha mentioned already, not every case is a voice case. There's been discussions about natural language understanding means that we want users to talk naturally with machines. But there's not 100 ways to switch the lights or a channel. So it means to decide what's the most intuitive interaction and also the most intuitive combination of output for users. Approachable translates to accessible, especially in the TV entertainment section, in the smart home section. There's people who use voice because they need to use voice. There's others who cannot use voice or not hear voice. So this hints at the fact that you always need to consider all the input, all the output methodologies to make that a premium product and to add value through the voice assistant. Next one is make an appearance. I was talking about charisma is also judged by my gestures, my mimics, my physical appearance. It's about non-verbal criteria in a conversation that also make charisma. At this point, I'd like to quote my dear colleague Ray Allen, who always says, Sound UX is the hair and makeup of a good voice assistant. So Sound UX in conversation design not only means choosing the voices and also tuning TTS, and also make it pronounced correctly, in Swisscom case in 4 different languages. It's also about so-called functional sounds. So I have many ways to confirm that I understood you, because you can see me and you perceive me in a different way. A machine needs to have different qualities to express confirmation, to have silence. For example, I can be just silent and you can read it. But if a machine in that voice use case is silent, that would, in the worst case, cause fear with people. Fear of being listened to all the time. So overall, my takeaways, I mean, Misha already told you about it. I think it needs a really strong, creative, visionary collaboration between design and also development. And overall, it just needs good conversational partners in a project to make a holistic conversation interaction. And that is what I thank our partners for, not only one of the visionary partners in Switzerland, but also in Germany. So it's 2 visionary telco providers who challenge the custom-built assistant thing with us, and I'm very proud to be part of it. You could already guess presentations are monologues. We just prefer dialogues. So if you want to talk to us, we're also available at the booth outside. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Laura.